Hey everybody, how you doing there? If you're from, please like, comment, subscribe on the channel. As usual, doing these movie reviews again. Uh, Seem to be posting them a lot more often, a lot more frequent. So hopefully, I can try to get some more out there for you. Because I like to talk movies and get some views on the channel. So I'm just gonna keep it going. So the movie I'm going to be reviewing, it came out a year ago. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of movies, get some new reviews in too. But the movie I'm reviewing is Anora. So it's Anora, uh, another neon movie, drama written and directed by Sean Baker. I'm not familiar with Sean Baker. This I think this is like the only movie I've seen from him, but he is the writer and director of Anora, and this. So the only the only actor I know in here or actress I know in here uh, Mickey Madison, and she was in I think she was actually in Scream. She was in the last, I believe she was in the last Scream movie. Um, I'm pretty sure I reviewed it, but she was in the last Scream movie, and in this movie, she's the main character, and she plays Nora. I cannot pronounce her last name, but she goes by Annie for short. She hates the word. She hates the name Anora, so she goes by Annie, and she's basically this she's basically an exotic dancer, works at a strip club out in Brooklyn, New York, and she's she's all she knows really is exotic dancing basically, and making money off of it. She lives with her her crappy roommate. uh and then one day she decides to go into a club. She goes to her job, and she runs into this Russian kid. I can't remember that actor's name. It showed it, and I forgot his name. I never seen him before. Like I said, the only actor I've seen in here really is Mikey Madison. That's the only actor I know, or actress, or whatever. So, well, lo and behold, he happens to be this. This kid is loaded. He's a billionaire, and he basically has all this money. So they decide, what, uh, they decide, well, you know, let's get married, and they do, and crazy stuff happens from there. So the thing I like about this movie is this is like a so like I said, this is like a romantic drama in a way, but it's not your typical romance film, right? Uh, like I said, this is people basically. This is a movie basically about people making bad decisions. I'm going to try to explain it without, I guess, without giving too much of the movie away, but it's basically a film about like two young people who just make bad decisions, and those bad decisions sort of lead to bigger consequences. Uh, it's this whole the thing I like about this movie is it and this kind of opened my eyes up to a lot of things too, but it's the whole notion or illusion of the dream of we're gonna get married and everything's gonna be happy, we're gonna right off to the sunset, and then on top of that it's it's a woman getting married to a rich guy too, like, oh, he's rich, he's loaded, he's got all this stuff, he's got all this money, and then you start to slowly see that everything isn't what you think it is. Everything is not just because you get married, especially. I see these. I see and hear these stories about these girls who go out and they get married to these really rich guys, and even though they get married to these rich people, they're not happy. They're miserable. And Anora, I think, does a really good job of exploring that. Um, this is a really good script from Sean Baker. And I've never really seen like a movie. I think there's probably movies out there that's kind of like that, that it does explore the negatives of marriage, especially being married at a young age too. Because in the movie, Mikey Madison's character, Anora, or Annie is what she goes by. She's only 23, and this rich Russian kid is 21. They still have a lot of life to live, and they have a lot of growing to do. And I think that's what makes this movie work so well. Again, Sean Baker has really written a very good script here. I really like his directing style. It feels like one of those like indie films a little bit, with a lot of the still shots. Um, you'll see it too. Like it has like sort of like that indie feel, And if you're familiar with anything from Neon, they sort of like have that indie style. They like I always say about Neon, they kind of remind me of A24. They're like another version of A24. Um, so, and I know this movie swept like the Oscars too. Do I think it's Oscar worthy? Is the real question. So I will say this about the movie. Um, if so, seeing it now, um, if I had seen this movie back in 2024, this would probably be one of my top 10 movies of the year easily. Um, because like the one thing I notice like when I watch movies now is, and I do a lot of script writing myself, so like I actually listen to dialogue, and I listen to how characters talk and how they interact with each other, and I really just like how this was written. Uh, it wasn't like a crazy action film or anything like that, but there was a lot of intense moments in this movie. There's just a lot of like edge of your seat moments, and this is just something that's normally happening, something that's normally taking place. So I really enjoyed how Sean Baker sort of displayed that, and I like again how he wrote this script, how he has his characters together. Uh, and again, this is a movie about two people, two young people who have like an idea maybe of what love is, but they don't. They have gone into it, and then it gets into a lot of crazy situations. Um, just really really crazy situations throughout the movie. Um, and considering like how I saw it from like the trailers and everything, because if you see the trailers of this movie, you don't know what's going on in here. Um, as I said, I think I gave you more of a synopsis than what the trailer gives, and I still haven't really told you everything what this movie's about. So, and again, that's spoiler territory, so I won't say anything. Uh, I think this, if you haven't seen Honora, this is a movie that you have to kind of experience, and you see it yourself. And the movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and when I saw that runtime, I didn't feel the runtime at all. This movie, sort of, honestly, this movie, like I said, it explores a lot of uh, romance. It explores like what is really romance, especially in the eyes of like someone who's in their early 20s. Again, you just have a lot of, I think at that age you have so much growing to do, and And I think this explores a lot of just people falling in love too quickly, especially at that age. No, the fact that you just met each other, you don't really know each other like that. Uh, so I really appreciated this movie, just sort of exploring that and talking about that, and it does a really, I think it handles it in a really mature way too. Uh, the that's I think that's very much I'm gonna give you. I was gonna say something else, but I think that's gonna be spoilerish. So I'm not gonna really say much else until I do spoilers of movies, because I'm gonna put a weapons spoiler up, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do some of these spoilers. So probably try to put more spoiler reviews up too. But for this movie, for Anora, I am going to give this a high recommend. Um, this is a movie I kept trying to see over and over again, and I never got around to watching it until now. So seeing it now, I'm mad at myself for not seeing it last year when I had planned to see it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this one a high recommend. Definitely check this one out. Uh, and I honestly highly, if you're really into just like if you just want to just check something out that's new, uh definitely look into Anora. Like, I was actually shocked at how good this was. uh yeah, definitely check this out. I watched this on, if you I try to give out, if you have like streaming services, that's why I usually tell people what platform I saw it on, so that way you don't have to keep searching for it. Like, man, where's it at? Where's it at? If you see my review, but I watched it on Hulu. So I definitely watched this on. I have Disney Plus Hulu, and I saw it on Hulu. So definitely go ahead and check this out. Anora, written and directed by Sean Baker. High recommend. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.